What's going on, guys? It's Jeff for Mad Hatter's Reef, and today we're going to be talking about the top 10 reef tank keeping mistakes. What's going on, guys? We're back with another video, and if you're new to the Mad Hatter's Reef channel, this is where I talk about everything reef tank related. So if you love reef tanks like I do, gently press that subscribe button in the face. Alright, guys, so today we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 reef tank keeping mistakes, and before we jump into that, we are going to give away a $25 gift certificate to Premium Aquatics. And last week, for the question of the week, I asked, what would you guys like to see for some more top 10 videos? And Otto Reese answered top 10 saltwater aquarium LFS in the United States. That would be a very, very expensive video to make. Or if we did a submission by you guys and we did some type of ranking system, maybe we could get that done. But anyways, Otto, you got yourself a $25 gift certificate to Premium Aquatics. Thank you for being a subscriber of Mad Hatter's Reef and being a part of Salt Nation. And if you want to win yourself a $25 gift certificate, stick around to the end of the video where I ask you the question of the week. Answer the question of the week in the description below. Hit the like button. Make sure you're a subscriber, and it doesn't hurt to hit the bell, and you might win yourself a $25 gift certificate to Premium Aquatics. And if you stick around to the end of the video, we're also going to be giving away a smart skimmer security via Premium Aquatics. I did a review on this product for Premium Aquatics, and we're going to give that away at the end of this video. But that's enough out of me. Let's jump into the top 10 reef tank keeping mistakes.
All right, guys, so we're kicking the tires and lighting the fires with number 10 on our top 10 reef tank keeping mistakes, and that is not doing your research. Now, I might admit that this is a little self-serving, but MadHattersReef.com is an excellent source of information on corals, fish, and just about everything that has to do with the reef tank keeping hobby. But there are tons and tons of great websites out there, saltwaterblog.com, Reef Builders, Me Loves Reef, and doing research is a huge part of keeping a successful reef tank. Coming in at number 9 on our top 10 reef tank keeping mistakes is not drip acclimating your fish, or acclimating them in general. I prefer to use drip acclimation, and there are a number of different ways to acclimate fish, but the important step here is just making sure that you acclimate them, because this is going to greatly increase your success rate when you are introducing new fish to your aquarium. Coming in at number 8 on our top 10 reef tank keeping mistakes is not using an RODI filter. This one might sting for a couple people because I get tons and tons of emails and questions on Facebook on certain things that are happening within a reef tank, and almost always the root cause of the issue is, in fact, that the hobbyist is not using an RODI filter. Coming in at number 7 on our top 10 reef tank keeping mistakes is infrequent water changes. And I know that somebody's going to bring up the Triton method, but water changes are one of the most important ways of reducing nitrates and bad stuff in your aquarium and replacing the good stuff. Conducting a 10 to 20% water change weekly dramatically increases your overall success with keeping a reef tank. Now, truth be told, I'm just as guilty as the next guy at missing a water change here and there, but I do my best to try to keep on top of them and do them as often as I can, just because I do believe that it does help maintain a aquarium over the long term. Coming in at number 6 on our top 10 reef tank keeping mistakes is not dipping your new corals. And I would go as far as to say that there are vendors out there that you don't have to worry about dipping corals. And I would even say that Worldwide Corals probably is one of those vendors. And then the next one I would say is Jason Fox. But I have had way too many times happen of the dealings of pests to not actively practice safe coral introduction. I think it's incredibly important to the safety of your tank and the safety of your corals to dip every single coral that comes into your tank. Coming in at number 5 on our top 10 reef tank keeping mistakes is not automating your tank. Now, you don't just need a Neptune Systems Apex to add automation to your tank. There are a lot of options out there now to make things easier. And the importance of making things easier when it comes to your reef tank is the more easy that it is, the more likely it is to get done. And aquarium controllers not only offer automation, they also offer safeguards. And safeguards help keep your tank safe when you're not around. I recently got the chance to take a look at the Smart Security System, which has a number of different sensors that can help protect your tank, and it doesn't cost anything close to what the Apex does. So there are options out there. You just need to do your research, find these items that can help keep your tank safe and help automate your tank. Coming in at number 4 on our top 10 reef tank keeping mistakes is not quarantining your fish. I think anybody that has been in the saltwater side of things for any amount of time knows the importance of quarantining fish. They may not always do it, but it helps protect the huge investment that is associated with spending money on saltwater fish. So creating a simple or even elaborate quarantine system is an absolute must to keeping your fish safe and healthy. I do have quite a few videos on quarantining fish, and I'll be sure to add those to the description below so you guys can check those out, because I do believe that quarantining fish is a huge part of having and keeping a successful saltwater tank. Coming in at number 3 on our top 10 reef tank keeping mistakes is having large fish in too small of an aquarium. Now, I ruffled a few feathers in a couple videos ago where I was talking about saltwater fish mistakes, and I had this very picture up, and I implied that a large fish in a small aquarium is not going to be as healthy as a small fish in a large aquarium. But try to keep in mind where these fish come from. These fish come from the biggest body of water on our planet, and we're taking them and placing them in sometimes something smaller than a tide pool. If you take a large fish and place it into a small aquarium, it's more apt to be able to not fight off things such as ick, marine velvet, or even fungus. And that's why it's so important to make sure that you have adequate tank size for the fish or species of fish that you want to keep. Coming in at number 2 on our top 10 reef tank keeping mistakes is not testing your water parameters. It's incredibly important to make sure you are testing your parameters because they're going to tell you what you need to do to keep your tank in check. In this video, I believe it was titled Listening to Your Reef Tank, I actually was setting out to show you how Phosphate RX worked. And I had a couple of different phosphate test kits. And when I actually tested my phosphate, I found that I was reading 0. So what I did was absolutely nothing. In fact, what I started doing was feeding my reef tank, because having 0 phosphates can actually damage your corals. You want a phosphate reading of 0.03. So by using my test kit, I was actually able to realize that I didn't need to use Phosphate RX and that I needed to increase my phosphates a little bit so my tank didn't become stripped of all phosphates, which could lead to potential damaging corals. And testing your parameters becomes even more important when you start dosing elements. If you're dumping calcium and alkalinity in your reef tank and you're not testing for those elements, you are absolutely playing Russian roulette with your reef tank. Coming in at number 1 on our top 10 reef tank keeping mistakes is improper fish selection. Now, this was a video I did a while back, and even though that the thumbnail is a little interesting to say the least, it does have a ton of useful information to it, and I will actually link to this video down below because I think it is that valuable. And it really brings us back to number 10, which was not doing research. It's incredibly important to add the right fish at the right time. And if you don't follow a certain set of rules when you're selecting fish for your reef tank, you are going to take something that is potentially beautiful and enjoyable and make it an absolute nightmare. All right, guys, so we're going to pick our winner of the Smart Skimmer Security, and it is Adam Schwartz. You have just won yourself the Smart Skimmer Security.
Congratulations to the winner of the Smart Skimmer Security. We're going to be reaching out to you via Premium Aquatics so we can get that product out to you. And if you guys want to check out what we're doing over at the Premium Aquatics YouTube channel, there are links down in the description that will take you there where you can view videos where I do product reviews and possibly win yourself some sweet gear. So that link is down there for you to check that out. Now for the question of the week, what has been the biggest mistake that you have made in the reef tank keeping hobby? Leave a comment down below, hit the like button, make sure you subscribe, don't forget the bell, and you might win yourself a $25 gift certificate to Premium Aquatics in next week's video. Alright folks, that's going to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you next time right here with a brand new video.